Morning. Today we're coming live from Chimistin Civic Center, where the city of Ekurhuleni will be tabling the city's budget speech for 2025. And we'll also hear the plans of the city, where they wish to improve and what were the challenges that they faced from the previous year. And also interview different political parties from different political organizations from across the city of Ekurhuleni. Yeah, let's get it, Bafetu. I hope you're gonna enjoy today's videos and the interviews on YouTube. Thank you.
The chief whip of the ANC caucus. The mood today, we are lifted spiritually and otherwise because we have just received good news that the status of the finances in the city have at least now stabilized, because you would know in this term of office this is not the first MMC of finance but the third, and with the third one, whom is MMC ANC Councillor Dlabati, he has been able to stabilize the finances. Hence today we are here proudly so, and believing that our communities are going to be having a break, because you know that the freebies that we're giving to our communities were taken since 2021. They were not now getting them. Your 6 kilowatts and your 6 kiloliters of water, but we're giving it back to our communities, because now we are having a breather financially. We are able to tract and to enhance some revenue for the city. So we are spiritually well and otherwise, and very happy to deliver this, and believing that also the other opposition parties in council are going to see that this budget that we are going to pass, because it's not only the budget of the ANC, but it's the budget of the city, is the budget that is supposed to be passed by council, by all political parties, because it's the budget that, as the city, we have pledged that we are a service delivery driven city. So without this budget, we can't champion the service delivery to our communities.
Thank you.
Opportunity to thank all the political parties within the collaborative government for shaping the budget we are presenting today. I also express appreciation to other political parties who made positive and helpful submissions in the spirit of wanting to see progress. Allow me, Madam Speaker, to acknowledge especially the strategic guidance that was provided by the Executive Mayor, Alderman Kosindipile Kagaza, and the collective mayoral committee in the process of crafting this budget we are taking today. Let me also take this opportunity to thank Team Finance and Strategy for meticulously crafting a budget that is responsive to the current sore points. The proposed budget, Madam Speaker, may not fulfill all the expectations. However, we are taking with conviction a pragmatic budget that has been the subject of meaningful consultation, resulting into an increased number of budgeted community needs from 227 to 294. Fellow councillors, taking of figures alone is not enough. The next major step is to ensure properly aligned service delivery and budget implementation plans. At all times, Madam Speaker, we must be reminded that local government is foundational to building a capable state that must respond to social needs and fostering of economic growth. As I am about to leave this podium, I wish to pay tribute to the late towering figures, namely Honorable Ekurhuleni and the late Alderman Moses Magwagwa, both of whom were liberation activists who steered the difficult portfolio of finance nationally and locally. The late finance minister said, and I quote, "The Adu Ferox survives and thrives when times are tough. It actually prefers less water. It wins when it seems the odds are against it." Close quote. This metaphor, Madam Speaker, speaks to our own path as the city. The path of enduring tough fiscal conditions and remaining remaining focused in pursuit of the financial sustainability as well as economic growth. Like the Aliu Ferox flower, we are choosing, Madam Speaker, to thrive even under difficult circumstances. Madam Speaker, through this budget, we seek to advance a better life for all and to build better communities. Thank you for listening.
Hi, residents of Ekurhuleni as Action SA, we welcome the medium term. We are still going to engage in it, we're still going to respond on it. But what came out for Action SA is the insourcing of cleaners and security personnel and waste collectors. So I think that is a bonus for Action SA, and we are happy to see that the insourcing finally is happening within this city. But we are a bit concerned about the tariffs. The 15% increase on water tariff is very, very concerning for us. It's going to really have a knock on our community here, and including the 10% increase on sanitation is very, very concerning. But we will respond accordingly, in the next few minutes. Thank you.
And the EMPD, the 200 MPD,
290. That is the securities. Actually, they will be incorporated into the EMPD, and we are quite happy. It's part of the insourcing.
Can I please get your name, sir?
Philip Dolo, the caucus leader of Action SA.
Thank you.
My name is Sifan Ambusi, the Democratic Alliance spokesperson on finance. Reflection on the MMC's budget for 2025-2026. I don't think he went far enough. When the draft budget was issued as the DA, we issued a letter to him just 2 days after the draft was submitted, and we were concerned with the water tariff, obviously. We are concerned with the sanitation tariff, which is 10%, and water at the time was proposed at 17%, and we are concerned with the above inflation tariffs overall. And tariffs that are in our control, which is the bus fares and facility hiring. So we requested him to review it, and we met, obviously. That's why there is a revision in the current budget of the water that went now to 15%, and bus fares now at 0%. But included in our letter, we said there should be a review of the property valuation that's currently in place. We've been meeting with the resident since the February, when the valuation, general valuation, was for public participation, and properties are over 3,000% increases, and the public are saying we cannot pay these rates. As much as say 0%, in actual fact, the property rates will be more than 11.3%, and that's the residents' outcry. That's why I'm saying it didn't go far enough in addressing that issue. And by the way, we have sent an urgent motion to debate the general property valuation, that it be for now we hold off on it for 12 months while we deal with the objections and the appeals. Then on the coming to the capital expenditure, obviously we said to the MMC, continue with your current project and finish them. But there's a big concern in the city of sinkholes. This week in Rondebelt, everyone knows about that big sinkhole. There's a person that fell in there and died. There's no budget in that MTREF that deals, especially in this 2025-2026, that deals with sinkholes. And it is our biggest concern that the capital expenditure does not go far enough as well. And we are dealing with projects that have been there for more than 5 years, and there's maladministration and corruption involved there. The wage bill, the current wage bill of the city is increasing. Is proposed to be increased by 1.9 billion rand. It's a big, huge salary bill for the city, and we're burdening our residents with those things. Our residents currently, as you've said, unemployment in the city is 36%, higher than the country, or also higher than in the province, and 34% of our residents earn roughly 1.5 thousand rand a month. So they will have to choose whether they pay the municipal bill or they put food on the table.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, just one question, sir. Were you happy with the mentioning of hiring staff, permanent cleaners?
We propose, again, it has been our proposal for the longest time, that contracted services is the biggest issue in the city. National Treasury said contracted services should be between 5 and 6%. The city we're sitting at currently at 12%, which is double what a National Treasury is. And we propose also in our letter that we should look at contracted services. And we are happy that he has reduced the contracted services and there will be permanent staff employed there. But we hope that those permanent staff are efficient, because if efficiency and productivity is a problem in the city.
So my last question, will you have plans that will make sure that the budget that is tabled here today doesn't go to fruitless expenditure, or they go to their allies, or do you have a plan that will conjure corruption?
Through our oversight, which is a quarterly oversight, where the MMC obviously will present a SDPIP, which is a development plan that we continuously monitor through our oversight. That's where we'll be holding the executive to account. We'll go through line by line of what they have spent and what they haven't spent and what they have collected. And through that oversight, which is the oversight that sit on in finance, we'll be holding them accountable.
2, 1, action.
Today I'm Alderman Dino Peterson from the Patriotic Alliance, and we are at the City of Ekurhuleni's budget speech today. I think from a party position, we are happy with what we heard under the circumstances and the fact that the city has to maneuver with the limited resources that it has in terms of budget. We are happy with some of the relief that is being brought to our residents. Specifically standing out for us is the deemed indigent amount that has been increased to 600,000 on the property value, as well as the doing away of letters of authority, where residents now can actually come with an affidavit if they want to apply for indigence, because we are finding many people in our townships not benefiting from this pro-poor budget that people always speak about, because they are not able to access the basic services such as free water and the 50 free units of electricity, as well as no charges on property rates and so on. We are hopeful that the city will be able to generate more revenue in order to start doing service delivery. We've seen the condition of our roads is very bad. We've seen illegal dumping sites in our townships is extremely bad. Vandalisms on robots and streetlights, and we really want to see this budget speak to those issues, and that it eventually materializes into service delivery that our residents can touch, feel and see. But yeah, with that being said, we are happy under the circumstances.
Just another question, sir. So basically, you're voting for the budget?
Yes, we will be supporting the budget.
And then anything to say to the city of Ekurhuleni residents in terms of, you know yourself, the potholes is insane in the city. Street lights are off. But we heard that there is funds that has been allocated for that specifically. But I want to try to understand, is this just a promise, or you think after you vote for this budget, these things will not be realized?
It cannot be a promise. This is something that must happen. Our roads are so bad, some of these roads can't even be patched anymore. They have to be rebuilt or rehabilitated. And that is what happens when you don't maintain your infrastructure. So this budget must start speaking to these things. You cannot go visit a cemetery during Mother's Day or Father's Day and the grass is taller than you. And this is what our residents have been experiencing over this period. Over the December period, Christmas period, they've been experiencing this. You come to a street corner, there's no traffic light, there's no street light working, and the grass is overgrown. They've become crime hotspots. And then you still have to maneuver around potholes. So residents are saying they are sick and tired because they are paying rates and taxes for the city to be able to do some of these basic service delivery things, and the city is not doing it. So we are saying that this cannot be a promise. This has to materialize, and as the Patriotic Alliance, we are going to make sure that we hold this executive to account on all of these things that they mentioned today.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
So, sir, do you have a plan maybe to make sure that the budget that is being tabled here today doesn't go back to the council, so they say they didn't finish all the monies like the previous? The city would bring back the money, but you see the services at the township, they are still suffering. Do you have a plan that we won't see money coming back to the council?
You see, it is our responsibility, both as councillors, to make sure that, and oversight committees, to make sure that in each department where we see there's under expenditure, that we must call those MMCs in, let them account and tell us why in every quarter we do not have 100% expenditure. We want to see 100% expenditure in all of these departments, and political parties sitting in these different oversight committees must make sure that that expenditure happens. Because if it does come to a point where budget has not been spent, then it's this council as a whole that must be blamed for that, because then it means the oversight role that they play over the executive is not strong enough.
Okay.
Thank you
now,
very
what do you
much.
have to say about the budget that's allocated for unemployment?
Yeah, you see, as a municipality or as government, we have a responsibility to fight unemployment. We have a responsibility to do that. But where there's service delivery failures, there will be an increase in unemployment. You will see that. I mean, there are many programs that government can actually tap into to assist with some of these things. Many of our services, which are basic service delivery services, have been outsourced to service providers and contractors, where a municipality is supposed to be doing these things in-house. Issues of grass cutting, go and open up programs where residents can be hired that don't necessarily need a matric to be able to do issues of grass cutting in our cemeteries, to patch potholes, to do road markings. Those things don't need to go out on tender. Those are basic service delivery competencies that every municipality should have.
Okay, no, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
My name is Nkulago Dunga, the provincial chairperson of the EFF in Gauteng, but also the party leader of the EFF in the city of Ekurhuleni. Well, we note one, the submission of the budget as tabled by the co-governance political parties that was brought into council by the MMC of Finance, Councillor Sabati, and what we can welcome in the main would obviously be that you would note that the EFF had tabled a motion 2 years ago that speaks to the insourcing of security guards and cleaners, and at least the pronouncements in this particular council city was that there is now allocated funds to the effect. We had made a commitment obviously previously in the previous financial year that over MTREF will start bringing in the funds and doing the allocations of funds that speak to the insourcing, and this is what he has pronounced: 700 cleaners as a result of the position of the EFF, and equally as well security guards, which are now going to be under the EMPD. So that is something worth celebrating and welcoming. It is a 65 billion rand budget, and our hope even in terms of the monitoring of the budget in itself, would be directed at that the monies that are allocated must be used for the services towards our people, and we should not be witnessing or seeing any unauthorized, irregular, or fruitless and wasteful expenditure pertaining to that. What would be a problematic aspect of the budget in itself is that because our budget is not appropriated, meaning that we are working on projections, is that we really need to solidify, particularly in terms of electricity, how we ensure that our projections are met in terms of ensuring that there is revenue. And that means that there must be a thorough program of action that speaks to revenue enhancement, particularly on energy, because energy is about 40% in terms of the budget composition in the city. And with that being said, we do welcome and we do note the budget in itself.
Thank you, sir.
Because of various things.
Okay, Mayor, a quick question, Mayor. That scrapping of the 1.5 for cable theft, when it will be coming in effective? Because last time you mentioned it and it was not in effective.
No, it should be effective now. The budget is announced, 1st of July is effective. The budget that we're announcing now, it kicks in 1st of July. What it means now in June, we're gonna now be making appropriating it into smaller and giving those people money and the policies, that transition. 1st of July is the first financial year. This budget kicks in then, and then we start with a thing.
Big question.
And then we did say some mechanism we'll have to look at it in terms of those who are already carrying the impact on this in their own account. It is written there, they will have to engage with finance president.
EMPD officers, there's some media publications that are saying some have been given written warnings. How far is the process on that?
Well, the process of GC is ongoing. As we did say to you, we can't tolerate wrongdoing, but people, they must come forward, make representation, and they've been doing that. Some with their union, some individually, some with their lawyers, and all that. So it's a process of listening. A person, for instance, who says, I was not deliberate into this thing, but because we move as a team into this going to work, I found myself, and we can actually see and follow the individual and so forth. So I'm saying it differs from one person to the other, so it is ongoing.
Do we know how many written warnings have been sent out this far?
Well, we don't have a report at this stage, and I'm sure periodically we can get a report and update.
But are they all back?
No, it can't be.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, colleagues.
But we are saying there is a report that will be made public. We will not receive any report.
Executive taxi rank issue there was a shooting this
The DC is
morning.
ongoing.
Okay.
Yeah, we will be following up on the shooting. Yeah, we'll be following up. We'll talk with the relevant MMC of safety, MMC of transport, but I'm sure as a city we'll have now to go to get closer to that situation and actually assist our people.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
All right.